On the Spot! Sony's here to demo the latest update for the PlayStation 3. Also, we're revving up Dirt, shooting through Shadowrun and Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition, and relaxing with some New York Times crosswords and Bomberman Live. Where's my spirit dog? We're live and on the spot! Hello, everybody, and welcome to On the Spot, GameSpot's live show we do every Thursday afternoon. We play a whole bunch of games you haven't seen before and generally have a good time. I'm your host, Rich Gallup. Hello, Jeff Gerstmann.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
We got a great show for you today.
We have a lineup of games that we are going to see and or play.
We do. I am going to be leaving the desk.
What?
I know. I'm going to be sitting there. You'll be sitting here.
It's madness.
I know.
All right, fine. Yeah, I can do that.
We'll do
sure,
that.
if
We'll
you really want what that is going to mean.
At the end.
Of course.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan Davis, why don't you tell us what the actual show is about instead of just us playing musical chairs?
Well, the role reversal is going to be about you playing New York Times crossword puzzles for the DS, which is exciting to you. We're also going to be playing some Bomberman Live for the Xbox 360. That's an Xbox Live Arcade game that's coming out at some point this summer, I believe, and Aaron Thomas is going to run us through a demo of that. Shadowruns for the Xbox 360. Jeff's going to be playing some of that. We've got our friends from Sony are here to give us a run-through of the new PlayStation 3 firmware update. Brian Eckberg is here to give us a demo of Dirt for the Xbox 360, crazy rally racing, and so much more. But first... Rich?
But first, Ryan Davis, Jeff, remember we had a whole bunch of highlights from various press events last week on the show.
Yes, there were a lot of them.
That trend will continue today. We're going to check in on the Nintendo event last week. But first, we have a trailer left over from Ubi Days.
Ubi Days.
Ubidays.
However they want to pronounce it this week, right?
No.
Oh, too bad.
D-A-Z-E?
Yeah. It's Tom Clancy's End War. They felt like they needed to put Tom's name on more things.
Yes.
And they came up with End War.
Tom Clancy's Rayman Raving Rabbids 2.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Here's a trailer for it. Yeah. Check it out.
They promised the shield would save us from nuclear annihilation. They were right. They also promised a new era of peace.
General, we cannot let the Russians secure Paris so the rest of Europe will fall. Destroy those Russian positions at any cost. Is that clear?
Affirmative.
On the way! Moving to the front, sir. Understood.
Help's on the way.
Roger that. All right, ladies, we have the enemy in our sight. Get ready for some fireworks. In there! Hurry!
Arm the kinetic strike. On my position.
At any cost.
Now.
That's Tom Clancy's End War. Looks awesome, but Jeff, it's an RTS, right?
It is a real-time strategy game.
Yeah, so what we just saw was not gameplay or anything, but
Though hopefully you'll be able to blow yourself up real good like they do in the trailer, which that's pretty good.
that'd be cool.
Just, here you go, fat suicide attack. Let's do it.
Read the news today. Putin's all like, hey, we're doing missile tests to scare you,
Yeah.
America.
We're like, whatever, we're just making a missile defense shield.
Exactly.
It's cool.
It's because of this game.
And war.
Just you
It's
wait.
coming.
And
Ripped
war.
from tomorrow's headlines.
They get tipped off.
Yeah, that's why Brian Eckberg's growing the beard. He's going to be ready for the nuclear winter.
I'm going Mountain Man.
Totally.
I've been digging a bunker, so.
Nice. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Hey, thanks.
How you
man.
doing?
I'm doing great.
You're back with dirt.
Back with dirt, and this is a more fully formed version of the game. This is, pretty much the final build of the game. The last time we saw the game, we only saw a couple races, a couple different cars and things like that. This has everything. This has the online mode. This has all the different race types, and of course it has career mode, which is one of the things that is probably the biggest part of the single-player game. And I've been messing around with it a little bit.
So this is the menu structure that you were telling us about, which looks so cool.
I really want to show this because everybody who sees this menu system
It's
just
awesome.
loves it. It's so good. Whoever designed this, really, they need to give that person a raise because it's just gorgeous. And so we're in the career mode, and as you can see, it's organized by tiers, and you have to get through a certain number of these races and earn a certain number of points in order to unlock races in the next tier. And as you can see here in Tier 1, I've earned 78 out of 110 points.
Nicely done.
Yeah, so you keep going, and I really wanted to get to one specific event because this is pretty awesome. This is like the Simpsons Pikes Peak Big Rig Sprint. So we're going to be going up Pikes Peak
As Krusty the Clown.
as Krusty the Clown in a big rig truck.
Perfect.
But this big rig truck is unlike any big rig I've ever seen. It's got like a wing on the back of it.
Awesome.
It's awesome. So, yeah. So I want to dive right into this. But I want to point out a few things about this game. When you go to, this is sort of the pre-race information screen where you can take a shakedown where you go and try out the course before you're actually running it for a result. Do your various vehicle setups. When you run multiple stages one after the other, you can repair in between stages. And this is actually something that's kind of cool. The stage information. You go here and you get information on your stage, but you can also get your co-driver. I don't know if folks can hear that, but your co-driver is now telling you about the stage and the different aspects and what you need to watch out for when you're driving it. It's not just canned stuff. It's really like he'll say you got to watch out for the jump in turn 3 because it's really tough or something like that. It's a nice little touch, and it's audio too, so really cool stuff. So let's get straight to the race. It's going to take a minute to load, but one of the coolest things they do as you're loading is it tells you different stats as you're gone through the game. Like you saw my fastest speed there, the longest distance I've traveled on.
What are you
two
doing
wheels.
for 47 feet on 2 wheels?
It was not my fault. I saw it. It was like a deer got in front of me or something. But yeah, all these different the game just keeps like really amazing statistics and really, as you can tell, longest slide 77.21 feet, and keeps a lot of different stats available to you, and it's really. And this interface, I just can't get over it. It's so cool. It's just so modern looking, So, unfortunately, it takes a little bit of time to load.
Hey, that's it. It's as we said, this is not a finished build
Yes.
of the game, and as all on-the-spot viewers know, it's the shakes of
That's
seeing
right.
the games
Load
early.
time's the last thing they work on.
That's
Exactly.
right.
When they-
So here's my truck. This is the inside of the truck.
Look at this beast.
This thing is a monster, and it just as good as this game looks. I mean, this really does sound like a big rig. I hope people at home can hear this because it just sounds amazing. And I'm obviously inside the truck right now, and you get that sense that you're really high up in the air there. But I'll pull back away, and you can see it's got a big frickin' wing on it.
Because otherwise it might fly off the track.
Yeah.
It's a good thing they put that on
Yeah,
there.
because it's not heavy enough to keep itself on the ground. It
Right.
needs a wing to keep it generate some
downforce
extra
on there, 'cause
downforce. Yeah.
otherwise-
Gotta keep that thing low to the dirt.
But yeah, you can see the truck, a different angle there. But as I told Alex, this here is the dream of big rigs realized.
Yeah.
This is it, man. This is what they
This
were
is
going
real
for.
over-the-road racing.
That's right. So now this is your basic hill climb where you're racing against the clock and you're going mostly uphill in the case of this. But there's all sorts of different races, and I think I might back out because I just wanted to show that truck.
Sure. You back out, and we'll start getting questions from Ryan Davis.
Let's do it.
Hey, Ryan Davis, do you know we take live questions from the audience during this show?
I am painfully aware of that fact.
It's true!
It's very true. Let's hear. Matt Taylor from Guildford, UK wants to know, are there any real tracks in the game? Specifically, is the Nürburgring included in Dirt?
No, Nürburgring is not, at least I haven't seen the Nürburgring. I don't think it is, but it does have a really long track. This is one of the questions I asked the developers when they came here not long ago to show off the game, because, you know, with the Colin McRae series, which is what this was built off of, has traditionally had very short tracks, which is kind of a bummer for rally games. You want some longer tracks. And, you know, the Nürburgring is obviously an obvious choice, but it doesn't have that, unfortunately. What it does have is Pikes Peak, a very famous hill climb where you're going literally up Pikes Peak mountain in Colorado, and I'm trying to find...
And Nürburgring, I mean, that's in like so many different racing games
such
at this
a cliche
point.
at this point.
Just get
There's
Forza.
there's no dirt on it even, is there?
And there's no dirt.
Yeah, this game's called Dirt.
Well, there was no dirt on Pikes Peak either.
There was dirt off-road. Ryan Davis, more questions.
More questions. Let's see here. Stephen Rangel from Cedartown, Georgia wants to know about the online. Actually, a whole bunch of people want to know about the online.
You know, honestly, this has online, but I haven't had a chance to try it yet, and I'm not sure that there's going to be a whole bunch of people online playing it right now. But I know that, you know, you can do obviously different races and things like that. And I think because this has so many different types of race types, it's not just rally racing where you're by yourself. You have core racing, which is championship off-road racing, where you're basically in huge dune buggies. I think we showed the dune buggies the last time we
did.
Showed the game.
You talked about the 100-person racing, or
yep, and so it's going to have a lot of different disciplines that you can race in, and you're going to have your standard Colin McRae rally. You know, one person in the track with a co-driver going down the track as fast as you can and trying to beat the clock. So a lot of different race types. I really actually do want to check out the online because I haven't had a chance to check that out yet.
Cool. So I guess I got to ask the question, Brian.
Yes.
There's another game that came out, I believe it was yesterday or the day before.
Yes.
That involved driving.
Right.
Is there enough difference in both of these games so everyone should clamor out and get both? Do you feel, or is there stuff that will appeal to different people?
I'll tell you that even though I know the game you're talking about, and it definitely has its own thrills. This game has things that game does not have, like such as this in-car view, and it's got.
I like that we're keeping it a secret.
I know. Yes.
Don't say Forza.
I wasn't afraid to say that.
We want to focus on dirt.
Yeah,
and,
we're here to talk about dirt.
We're here to talk about dirt, and you know, this is off-road racing. It's a completely different type of racing. There's a lot of different cars, a lot of different things you can do in terms of race styles. There's asphalt racing. There's hill climbs. And there may even be some snow racing.
And there's a sweet cockpit view.
Yeah, there's an awesome. There's actually
multiple
two cockpit views. Yeah, I'll show you. There's one where you're a little bit closer to the steering wheel, and one that's a little further back.
Oh gosh, grass.
Yeah. So
awesome.
A lot of different things to do in this game. So I think they complement each other really well. And in my case, I'll be playing both of them. That's for sure.
Ryan Davis, I want 2 more questions.
All right, how about from Ryan Croft in Buffalo Grove, Illinois, wants to know about the number of cars in the game.
I want to say basically you earn money as you go through the game, the career mode, and you can unlock certain cars that are qualify for certain events. And I want to say there's like 40 something that you can unlock as you go. You'll also earn cars as you go, completing certain races, and everything from traditional rally cars to like big, huge support big rigs that you'd see in like the Paris-Dakar Rally, which are nothing but like moving tanks that just roll across the desert, and they're really awesome looking.
So where are they going to take rally games next? They're just going to put all of North Africa,
I hope so,
to scale in a game,
like an
just bomb
actual.
across it?
Well, you know they had a Paris-Dakar Rally. I think they may have had a Paris-Dakar Rally too.
Yeah.
But I hope so. One day I would love to see like where it's actual like real time like Google Map, you know, where you're actually
Satellite
running
view.
the entire thing, something
Yeah.
like that. That'd be awesome.
Ryan Davis, last question.
Let's see here. Craig Stringer in Stannington, England, wants to know about the game's difficulty. What's the driving model like in this? Is it an easy game to pick up?
It's not so bad. There's 5 different difficulty levels, and the factors that determine the difficulty level are things like damage. You've probably read that there's an extensive damage model. Here, I'll crash this car so you can get an idea of the damage model in the game.
Oh, dude,
Yes.
you lost a wheel.
You can actually kill your
You lost
car.
everything.
Terminal damage.
Yeah. So at the lower difficulty levels, you can't
Right.
can't kill your car. But if you jack it up to the top level, you're racing against really hard opponents, and you can kill your car very easily. You really do need to pay attention, keep your car alive, and if you're racing multiple stages, it becomes that really interesting balance where you have to say, which part do I repair here? I have 60 minutes to repair this car. Do I repair the steering or the the engine, or what do I go after? And it's that balance that makes this series so much fun.
I could watch you run over those little orange barriers all day.
Well,
those ones you were running over earlier.
Yeah, I can run off the road like this.
Do it.
Yeah.
Sure. So the game is Dirt, Brian.
Yeah.
There's a demo out there, isn't there?
I believe so, yeah. And I think it's just a couple of different races. Maybe I think it's actually what we showed last time.
There's that wall. You get the wall.
Here,
get the wall.
I'll kill
get
it.
The wall. Oh, yeah!
Get it.
Oh, they didn't get to see it, but we did.
Yep.
Sorry. It was awesome.
Yeah, the demo is out, and this game comes out in just a couple of weeks, mid-June, I believe.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Brian. We'll let you go back to playing it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right, the game is Dirt. Look for it soon. Right now, we're going to toss it over to Ryan Davis. Ryan Davis, special guest. Who you got?
I am joined here by Eric Limpel. He is the director for PlayStation Network Operations. Eric, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm well. Now, you guys have just released a brand spanking new firmware update for the PlayStation 3.
Yes, we did.
You want to tell us all about it?
Sure.
What it's capable of?
Well, from the beginning, we've been updating PlayStation 3 with lots of firmware updates since we launched, and we've added features every time. This update's got a lot of great features. There's a ton of stuff in this one, a lot of stuff users have been waiting for, and a lot of just great technology. So let's get to it.
Yeah, let's jump right in.
All right, great.
Please.
So one of the first things we'll talk about is upscaling. So what we've added this time is upscaling for DVDs as well as original PlayStation games and PS2 games. So now if you've got an HD TV at home, you can watch DVDs, original PlayStation games, and play PlayStation 2 games in up to 1080p if your TV supports that. So let's take a look. So basically it's actually defaults to the on when you get in there. Sorry, I'm in the wrong menu there. So game settings. So if you go into game settings, you see you've got the PS2 upscaler. You can turn on smoothing, which makes some of the rough edges a little smoother. And that's it. I mean, it usually defaults to on, so you're ready to go. And we'll go over and check out a game and see if there's any difference.
All right, what are we going to be looking
We're
at
going
here?
to check out God of War 2 on the PS2.
That seems like a good one to do.
Sure, you've heard of that one, yeah. So this is the first time we're playing it on here, so we'll just set up a memory card.
Create a little virtual memory card, jumping through the hoops.
Just keep that original name. Okay, great. So we're set to go. Launch this.
Now, would you say that this has a greater impact on the original PlayStation games or on the PlayStation 2 games?
Yes, it's got a greater impact on the original PlayStation games. It makes them look really good. There's a big difference when you play them on the PS3 now with upscaling from when you didn't. So I would definitely recommend taking out some of those classics and throwing them in and taking a look at them because you might be surprised.
Now, is this basically like the same thing that, let's say, the progressive scan, that effect had on certain PlayStation 2 games? That's basically just being applied to all of them now. Is that right?
Exactly. But it may be a little better because we are going to 1080p.
Okay.
On this, and I think a lot of those were going to 720. So here's a look at the opening video.
Now, what is the net effect of this here? What is it actually improving on this picture?
I mean, overall, it's upscaling. When you're watching a regular image, prior to this, it would be interlaced. It would be 480i. Now you're at 1080p, so it's making everything sharper. It's sharper. It's crisper. I mean, it can't make it, totally different. I mean, it is the original source content, but I mean, you can see this is a lot sharper. The edges are sharper, and it just, overall, you get a better experience, and it makes a great improvement on movies as well. You can do this with DVDs. So, your current DVDs are just at 480. When you throw them into this, they're going up to 1080p if your TV supports that, and it looks really nice.
Excellent.
So there's a look at that. We'll exit out of here if you're ready to jump to the next feature.
Yeah, let's see what else you got for us here.
So we've added DLNA compatibility, which is the Digital Living Network Alliance. So basically the PS3 now is part of that, and it's acting as a client. And so you can use any DLNA server.
Now, for the folks at home who maybe aren't familiar, this is a pretty huge step for the PlayStation 3 as far as being kind of this media server.
Exactly.
Content-based device in the living room, because this means that these devices are PCs, Macs, basically anything like that you're going to be able to connect to now with your PlayStation 3 and then just serve media off of that.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So basically, if you've got a lot of media on your PC, if you've got photos, if you have music, if you have videos, you can use the PS3 to just transfer them over, but actually you're just streaming them. You're not actually using your hard drive space. You're streaming them from another room. So if you've got a PC in your bedroom with 2,000 photos on it and your whole music collection, you can use the PS3 to access that PC, stream that media into a living room, into a home theater, and just have all that stuff at your reach on another system. So It's really easy to set up. You just have to go to the other device, which may be a PC. It works with most DLNA devices. One we were using was Windows Media Player 11. If you've got Windows Media Player 11, you can set that up and then just go on here.
So for most people that have a PC, this isn't going to require even extra software on that end. This is just going to be, they already have this capability built in. They just need to configure it.
Right, and they may have to update to the latest version of the software, but it won't. It shouldn't cost them anything. Excellent. And then if you go to music or photos or video, you can search for media servers. We're actually unable to get this to work here due to some firewall issues, but essentially you search for media servers, and we've got a couple.
We've got one set up here.
We've got one in your office. I don't know if it'll work because we ran into some trouble, but so that's what it'll look like, and it'll basically identify a PC, and I think that's someone's name who works here.
Sure.
And you click on that, so it's not actually allowing us to access it because that person didn't give us permission. But all they would have to do is click a button, give us permission, and we would be able to access all of their music, all of their photos, all of their videos, and start playing them right off the PS3.
What are the limitations as far as the type of, you're saying, broadly we're talking about photos, still photos, we're talking about video, we're talking about music. Yeah. Like what do you know as far as limitations on the types of videos, like, how advanced are we going to be able to get here? What sort of stuff are we going to actually be able to view?
I mean, it's basically limited to the type of content that the PS3 will play. Okay. So as far as it pertains to video, you're looking at MP4s, AVIs. When it comes to photos, GIFs, JPEGs, TIFFs, bitmaps. When it comes to music, MP3s. I believe.
So if you've got stuff you bought off the iTunes store, that stuff's probably not going to.
It probably wouldn't work. We haven't tested it yet, but we can. It's certainly worth giving it a try. But it might not work.
Okay.
But it works with most compatible formats, and it's a great feature. It definitely expands the the usability of the
Absolutely,
PS3.
getting stuff off of the PC and into the living room. That seems to be a big step for everyone.
Exactly.
What else have you got here? And while we get into that, Rich, you want to start looking for some questions from the folks at home?
Sure. I got a very first question. I think it's going to help you guys segue right here nicely. It's from Jared Harrell in Calgary. That's in Canada.
Canada, I've heard of that.
What kind of PSP connectivity comes with this firmware update?
That is a great question. That's exactly where we're going now. So see, that's perfect. So,
it's like I knew.
That's why he's the host.
So that's why. So I'll grab my PSP here. From the beginning, we've been saying that the PSP was made to work with the PS3.
Right.
There's all sorts of cross-talking going on. As most of you might remember, when we launched the PS3, about a week later, we did a firmware update to the PSP to allow remote play. And what remote play allowed you to do was essentially go on your PSP and stream media saved on your PS3 to your PSP. So again, videos, photos, music, you could do that from anywhere in your house. So very cool feature. What we've done in the latest firmware update is expand that even further. And I'll jump on here. I don't know if the camera will see this, but I'm going to maybe I'll hold it up or.
Sure, go ahead.
So we're going to jump down to remote play.
Actually, pull it over the shoulder.
We'll pull it over the shoulder. Okay, so we're going to jump down to remote play. And what we're able to do now is connect remote play over the internet. So you can be anywhere in the world and access the media on your PS3 from your PSP.
This is a lot like the location-free stuff that Sony's been doing so far, but now you don't even need to have that special device.
Right. As long as it's saved on your PS3, you can access it.
Can we do this here?
We can actually do this here. So I'm connecting to remote play now. And it gives you a choice. It's saying via the internet or via the private network.
Okay.
So we're going to go on via the internet.
If you want to turn it a little bit to...
Sure.
That's the stuff.
Money.
And this is really easy to set up. It requires a one-time sync, and then after that, you're required to put in your PlayStation Network ID just to make sure it's you so that you're syncing up with your PS3. And as long as your PS3 is at home signed onto the network... Oh, we've got an error. Let's try it again. Actually, we're on a private network here, right?
Yeah, let's do that there, because we're on the same gang here.
So we'll CNET public, and see where this goes.
Voila.
Oh, you know what? I didn't actually set up remote play on the PS3.
Aha.
So one of the things you do before you leave the house, actually go over to your PS3
Set this up for remote
select
play.
remote play. And this will be ready now.
So it sets up the PS3 so that it's in basically a receiver mode.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And it'll give you indications all along the way on how to do this.
Go through the remote play.
So we'll do it again. I think maybe it was the internet, so we'll try that. Go back down to our CNET public.
So how much tech savvy would you say it requires to really get this stuff going?
It's pretty easy. I mean, especially with this, there are lots of. Let me just back up. I think we have to go on the private network. So there are lots of guides along the way. There's all sorts of. We've got a manual online on PlayStation.com, which you can check out. But it also tells you if you do something wrong, like I've done a couple times here trying to access the network, it'll pop up with messages saying, do this, do that.
It's fairly verbose.
It's easy. So there you go. Okay, so now we've got it
check it
running.
out.
So now we're actually connecting over the internet.
So you're
to
actually,
the PS3.
this is not even the cross-media bar for this PSP. This
Exactly.
Is the PS3's cross-media bar.
This is the PS3's cross-media bar. So we're looking at some photos. You know, like I said, I could be around the world and I'd say, okay, here's my trip to New York, and we're looking at it. You can also use the slideshow modes that most of your viewers are probably familiar with on the PS3 and play them in here. So we'll launch one of the slideshows and get that going as well.
And this is just streaming straight off of the PS3. Now for this content to work, to do this over the to the PSP, this does require the content to be on the PS3. Is that right?
That's a good question, but actually no. If you want to, that was my sort of tip that I wanted to throw out there. If you want to take this a step further, if you've got your DLNA set up,
and you could just do it through through the interface.
If you've got your PC on and your PS3 on, you can do it right through the interface. So you can access anything on your PC through your PS3 onto your PSP.
Sir, that is ridiculous.
That's it. So you can absolutely.
That is outrageous what you're doing here.
It's a great feature. I mean,
people are lunatics. That is voodoo magic. You're a warlock.
Burn him!
And again, you can. This is all free to the PS3 consumer. They go on, they do the update. We're constantly adding new features.
Can you show some? Can we just see the quality of some video
sure.
on
so
this?
let's look at videos. So we've got a trailer for one of our titles here, MLB The Show.
Okay.
We'll launch that up, and there it is. Maybe I'll turn it a little more. It just goes, and that's it. I mean, that's coming from the PS3, and we can be anywhere around the world. So now there's one more little tip I want to throw out with this. So that's the basics. If you wanted to get advanced, I'd go down here to the PlayStation Store, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. And if I go to the PlayStation Store, we're actually accessing the PlayStation Store from the PS3 now.
Right.
So one of the nice things with this, if you're at work or if you're somewhere where you have internet connectivity and you know that there's some good stuff coming on the store that day, or if there's just some stuff you want to download, you can go ahead into the store, start downloading all of this stuff from anywhere, and when you get home, it's all going to be there.
So you're just basically queuing this up remotely, so when you get home, whatever it is that you wanted is already ready already.
Exactly. And you can, we implemented background downloading in our last firmware update, so you can just set up a whole bunch of these in a few seconds. So I can go into game videos and, we'll see what we've got here. So we'll say, okay, the MLB video, we want to take that, and I'll just immediately start downloading. You can even purchase things. If there's items you want to purchase, you have access to your wallet in here. And then you can throw that into the background and go back to browsing.
That is awesome.
So that's another great feature.
Now, you so far have shown as what I consider to be the impossible. So I got to ask the pie in the sky question here. Can you play the God of War 2 through this?
No, not right now. Like, maybe we'll come back next. But no, you can't. Unfortunately,
can't stream the game.
You can't stream the game.
I know that would be asking far too much. But I was surprised at some of the stuff that you're able to do with this so far. So that's really impressive.
You can also access your friends list.
So basically, short of playing a game, you can do anything on your PS3 through your PSP as long as you have an internet connection.
Yes,
wow.
Pretty much anything else, yeah. Your media, your friends list, the store, anything else.
Rich, you got anything else from the folks at home?
I have two questions that have been echoed by many of our viewers. As you know, On the Spot is a global show, and we have a lot of people in Australia and Europe wondering, will they get to do all this with their PlayStation 3s? Can they already?
Absolutely, they can do it right now. This is live to the world right now. So anybody who's got a PS3 or a PSP should just go to the network update. If not, go to your PlayStation.com from your region, and you can download this update and start playing immediately.
This is going to require a firmware update for both the PS3 and the PSP, is that right?
Exactly, and the PSP update came out today, and the PS3 update was a couple days ago.
So now everyone worldwide can get all this stuff.
Yep.
You got anything else here?
A couple of minor features. We've added a new slideshow mode.
Okay.
If you want to take a look at that, it's a variation on the photo album mode, and I'll jump into that. Let's see here.
No, is this specific to the PS3?
It's not to the PS3. We should jump back to the PS3 to do it right.
Back to the big screen.
So let's see. So I'll exit out of remote play.
Rich, you got anything else?
The other question that everyone's asking, and I wanted to, is like, awesome, now, so this is the wizardry you guys did this time. Can you tell us anything about the next firmware update? Do you have any ideas of what you want to do? Or
I would say, we've got a lot of ideas, and we're definitely listening to the users. The users wanted upscaling. We've given them upscaling. They wanted us to expand remote play out of the house. We've done that. Look for us to continue to listen and also to continue to expand on some of these features. There have been things mentioned that we can't do right now, but I wouldn't discount them. We can always add them later. So we're definitely continuing to look at the PS3 as a device that's future-proof. We can continue growing it to meet the needs of the consumer and just to add some great functionality.
So what I'm hearing from that is that you'll be able to access the cross-media bar from games in the near future?
Anything's possible, but we'll come back, I promise. We'll definitely come back and show you guys. So let's see, I'll go to the new slideshow mode, which is, oh wait, I'm not in the, there we go. Sorry.
Slideshow
Style. So we'll go to photo album 2. Just a slight variation. This one puts them in a grid on the photo album and again attaches the metadata. You can see the dates up there. And with the analog sticks, you can zoom in and then, get them like this with the time. Get them close up with the time and move back and forth and move back out. Something else we've added, you can actually print photos from the PS3 now with select Epson printers. So if you go to PlayStation.com, there's a list of printers on there, and you can find out if your printer's compatible, and you can print photos that are saved on your PS3. Just another little feature.
Well, Eric, that is totally awesome. I'm personally very impressed with what you guys have done with this firmware update. Thanks again for coming by and giving us a little show.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Rich, what's up next?
What's up next is we're talking about coverage of Nintendo's event last week. We got to see this cool little game called Drawn to Life. You know anything about this game?
Drawn to Life.
Drawn to Life. No?
No.
All right.
Is Mario in it?
No.
Then I don't know anything
It's a
about it.
DS game.
All right, let's see it.
Let's learn more. Check it out.
My name is Joanne Tam. I'm the Associate Brand Manager. I'm from THQ and I work on Drawn to Life. Drawn to Life, it takes a lot of aspects in terms of drawing, but Drawn to Life takes it to another level where what you actually draw becomes alive and you can actually play as your drawings in the game. The process starts with a drawing palette where they take you to this drawing palette where there's lots of drawing tools you can choose from, like colors or stamps. There's different patterns you can choose from. There's lots of tools such as you can zoom in to the actual pixel so you can actually customize pixel by pixel. So there's a lot of details you can draw into the character. There's heroes you can draw, there's weapons, tools. There's also objects you can draw in the game, such as a sled, there's a whale, there's a helicopter. So there's a lot of different things. Even though they give you a limitation on where you can draw, it's really up to you. Like, they'll give you a template for a gun to draw, but it doesn't have to look like a gun. It could be a flower, it could be a twig, it could be anything. It's really up to the player. The game, it's 15 hours of gameplay. It has 4 worlds, it has 5 different levels, and there's 4 different sections for each level, so it's a pretty deep game. But then it really depends on the player, because someone can spend a half hour alone just to draw a character, so it can be 15 hours and beyond that. Drawn to Life is coming out in this fall, September 2007, and it's coming out for $29.99, and look for it at a store near you. Oh yeah, that's that one you
Little air guitar there. And we are back. That's Drawn to Life. Hopefully we'll see more of that soon. Right now we got Jeff Gerstmann playing what, Jeff?
Shadowrun.
Shadowrun!
Which is one of this week's new releases.
Awesome. For the Xbox 360 and PC, you wake up in the morgue. You got like a chip in your head. You hack. There's black ice you gotta hack, and spirit dogs, and you buy food and hire orcs.
No.
What is it?
It's Counter-Strike with magic.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Okay, so
More magic.
with more magic, right? Yeah, with more magic than Counter-Strike already has. So, it is a team-based first-person shooter in which you can perform magical abilities, and it is the RNA versus the Lineage, and these are some Lineage guys. We're actually playing a bot match here because it can be tricky to get into an online game.
Oh, the game hasn't really, it's just gotten here, so
yeah.
Not a lot of people out there just yet, or?
It's hard to say, but, you hit, I want to play Shadowrun, and then sometimes that guy just got resurrected. That's magic.
Magic!
Magic. And sometimes you hit, I want to play the game, and then it sits there for 5 minutes until it eventually, finally matches you up. That's a Tree of Life right there. That'll restore some of your health.
Is that magic, Jeff?
That is magic.
Okay.
So, yeah, keep going.
So basically, like in Counter-Strike, where before every round you have to purchase weapons, this works with the same basic concept, and that's why it's similar to Counter-Strike, is you have to buy your weapons, you can hold 2 weapons at once, and then in addition to that, you have to buy your magic spells as well as your tech. And there are different things like teleporting. Right now I have what's called wired reflexes, which isn't very showy, but I shoot faster and reload faster and jump high, like things like that. So it's actually a very useful kind of first spell, I find. And so now I can pick up the artifact, which is the game's equivalent of a flag. Except that guy got it.
It's a glowy flag.
It's a glowy flag, and then see, these bots are not
Look out for that tree!
very
now,
smart.
Is the flag magical, Jeff?
The flag is magical in some game types. When you're holding it, it'll give you kind of a bigger sight range. It'll let you see where on the map different guys are. Now see, here I am delivering the flag to the capture point.
No, it's the artifact.
Or delivering the artifacts to the capture point.
Yeah.
And we were in the round. So we go on, and since I didn't die, I keep my weapons, and you know, I'm able to repurchase and go from there.
So you said so basically what seems to be setting this apart is the magic. Let's take a look at this menu right
here. So here's the
and
magic
tell us what
spells
the
here. You have the Tree of Life, which it heals you if you stand near it. Resurrect, which brings people back to life. Strangle, which actually looks pretty cool. It's by Strangle here.
Sure.
And what Strangle does when you cast it is you want to kind of cast it defensively if you're trying to protect the artifact. And see, I can actually just cast it right there, and that's going to be bad for my guys, but hey, whatever. This is a very difficult thing to get past. You have to shoot your way through it, or dwarves can actually absorb it, which is weird. There's a lot of kind of balanced stuff. So you can kind of shoot your way through the Strangle if you need to, or you can kind of get your way through it. It hurts you and makes you move a little slower, so you have to consider it, tactically.
It does have some neat stuff with the magic, like you were telling me earlier, when you're resurrected, if the person who resurrected you dies, what happens?
Yeah, you will bleed out. So when you resurrect someone, it takes a bit of your essence, which is your mana points down there in the lower left, and reserves it to keep that player alive. And if that player dies, then you get that mana back. But if you die, then that player will slowly bleed out and eventually die, and they'll have to be essentially resurrected again.
I appreciate the fact that the weapons have standard naming conventions: SMG, assault rifle,
it's a katana. It's nothing too fancy.
It's not a sword of.
So I'm
but
just
you're some sort of crazy elf man.
Yes, I'm an elf because elves can't take damage quite as well, but they regenerate health like they was the Master Chief or something. So I find that tends to work pretty well. And so far, a lot of the players I've been playing online seem to agree. There's a lot of elves. There are also trolls, which are bigger, slower guys that can take more damage, but are definitely slower and have that kind of balance thing there.
Is there much to help let you set your character apart from other characters?
Visually, no, nothing at all. All the different elves will look identical. All the different trolls will look the same. It's just you can see what weapons someone's holding and stuff like that. So let's try teleport here. Teleport's kind of showy and kind of crazy. So teleport here will basically teleport you in the direction you're moving. So if I jump and teleport, I'll move ahead. And that'll look. If I duck, I will teleport down through the bottom. If I jump and teleport, I will teleport up on top of this surface. And that can be pretty useful. It's a pretty neat concept. And that's basically a lot of this game is a lot of neat concepts that don't always work out so great.
But so
far. Anyway.
So yeah, we have to remind people this is just multiplayer.
Yeah, it is a multiplayer only game, which in some ways is too bad because a lot of teleport and a lot of these different things you get would actually be kind of cool in a single player environment. The game does have a function for sneaking up behind someone and sticking them with this sword. If you can get up behind someone without them turning around and seeing you, if you stab them, they will start bleeding and they'll bleed out and die.
They will gush.
They will gush. Yes.
And, but no dog spirits, no
nothing from the SNES
leather jackets.
RPG. No, none of that
so
stuff.
Good.
That game was totally awesome.
Ryan Davis.
None of that here.
Oh, actually, I'll ask my one last question before we turn to Ryan Davis from the user questions.
Okay.
Is the magic specific to races, or does everyone get the same spells?
No, everyone gets the same spells. The difference is that the different races have different levels of essence. Like the dwarves have a pretty large essence reserve, but they also regenerate it much more slowly. Yet they can absorb essence from the environment. So if you were smart about how you deal with essence, the dwarves can have much more. So there's a lot of checks and balances. They definitely try to differentiate the different races and different weapons so that you have a lot of different choices. And depending on your style of play, you may find that some choices work better than others. Though I would like to ask the Shadowrun community to please buy Resurrect more often, because damn, I'm sick of being dead. So that guy just used Gust, and that actually pushed me off that platform. Gust is actually a really good counter for Smoke, which turns you into smoke. And if someone casts Gust at Smoke, that's bad for the player who is smoked.
Did you just straight up die?
I think so. I think it will hurt you pretty. Yeah.
All right, Ryan Davis, questions.
All right, I've got two big questions here. First one is from Jared in Calgary. I believe that's in Canada.
Yes, it's correct.
His question is about the weapon selection. I think the bigger question here is what's the balance feel like between the tech stuff and the magic stuff? How does that really work out in game?
They are essentially interchangeable. They both take out of your essence pool. The difference is that tech takes away from the top and basically reserves your essence for things like wired reflexes. There's also one that gives you better aiming. That is a tech item, and that can be pretty useful. But tech and magic are roughly the same. There's not a huge difference.
Is it better to be good at spells or better to be good with guns?
You really have to be both.
Good at both.
Though, I mean, the gun play isn't particularly deep. You shoot dudes.
And they die. Next question, Ryan Davis.
This is the big question I'm getting the most of here. Now, this is the first game that players on Windows Vista and players on Xbox 360 can play against each other.
Yeah.
So Lathisen in Toronto, also in Canada, wants to know what's your experience been like with that sort of cross-platform play so far?
Well, so far I think I was the only person that's played on Vista. I haven't run into any other Vista players. I played it on the PC last night. And it's a lot like Halo 2 in that if you play the Vista version with a controller, you get auto-aim. So that's kind of the trade-off. And it basically seems the same, except if you don't have a very good PC, it runs a lot worse.
So there's no amazing advantage if you're playing with a mouse and keyboard, you'll be able to look around faster and kill everyone on their stupid consoles?
It doesn't really seem that way. It seems maybe a little better balanced than that.
Sorry, PC.
Yeah.
I don't think the consoles are stupid.
And the achievements are all merged, so if you get half your achievements on the PC version and then half on the 360, they're all part of the same game. You can't play it twice.
All in the same game?
Yeah, we're all in the same game.
Ryan Davis, one last question.
Josh Siegel in Holmes, Pennsylvania wants to know about the races besides elves and dwarves.
There are trolls who are big and fast and are not necessarily the best essence users. And then there are humans, which are kind of your, in every sci-fi game, the human's always the guy that's pretty good at everything but not great at anything. Though I guess they are slightly better with tech than with magic. There is a bit of a balance
humans.
there. Yeah.
All right. So the game
got
is
gusted
Shadowrun.
off that thing.
You got gusted.
I got gusted, and I got gusted.
You got gusted. The
Yeah.
game is Shadowrun.
The game is Shadowrun. it's out now. We'll have a review tomorrow.
Like 16 maps or so?
About 9-ish.
9-ish?
Nine-ish.
That's it?
With there are two versions of some maps. There's a small and a large.
And there's Capture the Flag.
And there's
Deathmatch.
There's Capture the Flag, and there's Capture the Flag, and there's Capture the Flag.
Oh, okay.
There are 3 game types. They're all basically the same. Yeah. And Microsoft didn't send us this one ahead of time. We went out and bought it yesterday, so we'll have a review tomorrow.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff. Hey, Ryan Davis. Is that Aaron Thomas over there?
Yes, it is.
What?
Aaron Thomas. No, it's you.
Oh, cool.
I'm pretty certain.
I saw myself on the TV. I was
Stop looking at
confused.
yourself on the TV. Just keep your eyes over here and on the TV over here. Bomberman Live is the game. We're playing this on the Xbox Live Arcade on the Xbox 360. Oh, hey, what's up with Bomberman?
This is Bomberman. This is as you mentioned, live arcade version of the game. It has single player as well as play over Xbox Live.
I'd like to, before we get into this demo, I'd like to
Okay.
ask the questions just to get them out of the way. How much does this cost and when is it coming out?
We've got it listed as June. I'm not sure how much it costs.
Okay, so we don't really know either.
No,
Okay.
but it seems soon. It feels pretty good.
soon, but we don't know how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
All right, out of the way, let's get into a little Bomberman.
All right. So the first thing we do here is
You're customizing Bomberman.
I'm going to customize Bomberman.
Roman holiday Bomberman.
They say there are I think it's 10,000 combinations you can do here.
Cigar smoking.
And,
I like the cigar. Let's
You
do
know,
the cigar.
I haven't unlocked it yet.
Oh.
You unlock them by playing the game and winning.
You can give Bomberman eyebrows.
What do we want here?
Angry
All right.
eyebrows, peg leg bar.
This was Rich's favorite.
Let's go with Pirate
the
Bomberman.
Trojan pirate guy. All right, so
Bomber Pirate.
so we'll take it into a single player game.
Okay.
You can fill it up with dudes. We can go with 4, so I don't maybe lose too bad. And here you can pick your maps and your game types.
About how many different maps are there in the game?
Let's find out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot. 7, 8.
All right.
All right, we'll just go. We'll go with the normal one first.
What are these
We'll
other
kinda
modes
kick it
here?
old
Just
school.
real quickly, just so we can take
Paint
a look
bomb.
at this.
This is as you blow up the bricks, they'll paint the floor. Zombie, get the most tiles. Bombing run, like everyone's all powered up.
And then
that's
just
pretty
regular
cool.
old,
And then
let's jump into some good old-fashioned Bomberman here.
We'll do,
Set the time limit, number of wins, position. So, and of course, you can do 4 players on a single system here.
Yep.
We're just going to play against some bots right now.
Yeah.
What
and
is the revenge?
Revenge is when you die. You go around the outside and you can blow up the other dudes. I set it to super revenge, which if you blow someone up, you actually get to come back in the game.
Fantastic.
So, and power-up
Redeem
settings,
yourself.
hopefully. Power-up settings, there's a bunch to choose from. You can actually go in here.
Let's just turn it all on and let's play some damn Bomberman.
And turn them all on and off, or whichever ones you want. So there's a lot of customization there.
Bomberman!
And now we're gonna Bomberman.
You're getting yells from the control room.
So
so this is Bomberman.
Yeah, it's Bomberman. I'm gonna blow up some stuff.
Gonna blow up some bricks.
Pick up some power-ups.
Now, which Bomberman would you say this reminds you the most of, as our local Bomberman expert?
This one feels pretty old school to me. They actually said that they were going for a combination of kind of all of the good ones.
So the one for the TurboGrafx then, Bomberman '94. That's the
TurboGrafx, Super Nintendo, Saturn. They said they tried to call something from each of those.
Why can't you just go shank that guy? You just walk past him, but you can't. Oh, you're gonna get blown up.
Nah. I'm gonna pick up all these.
Bomb knife in this game.
There should be. Should be Knifer Man.
All right.
Is that revenge going on around the edge we're seeing right now?
Yeah, this dude's hopefully gonna leave me alone.
That's a bunch of. Revenge is not canon. Put that out there. Revenge is not canon.
Uh-oh.
Animals, not canon.
I'm dead.
When you play Bomberman, you want Bomberman '93 or Saturn Bomberman.
There you go. So
We get a little bit of both here, apparently.
well, you can turn it off if you don't like it.
Abe Lincoln coming in
It's
second.
always cool. The other cool, let's see, one. There's a good treasure one. It's kind of fun here. It is Plunder Isle.
Yar!
So basically, with this one, I will turn Revenge off for Jeff. This one you start
Cannon.
outside. It's outside these treasure boxes. You want to blow them up, get inside, and whoever gets there first gets a lot of power-ups, and that's going to be me.
Go get all the power-ups, Aaron.
Now I'm going to tear these fools up.
Hey, Rich.
Yeah.
What do the folks at home want to know about Bomberman Live?
I don't know, because I'm on the couch.
Oh! Damn, I didn't even see that.
I can tell
Jeff?
you what the people at home want to know.
What do they want to know, Jeff?
Mike from the city so nicely named it twice, New York, New York, wants to know: is this as bad as Act Zero?
Definitely not.
It seems like Hudson's gotten their act back together a little bit.
Yeah, this is done by a North American and Canadian team who are not responsible for that. They were quick to point out, and they have high hopes.
They have actually disowned them. They've distanced themselves from the Act Zero some.
They kind of seem to know what was up there.
Cool. All right. How about this is well, I was going to ask one last question, but pretty much everyone just wants to know questions about Bomberman Act Zero. Does it have a first-person bomber mode?
No.
And does the purchase of this on Xbox Live include a refund for the steaming pile of wrong that was the next-gen remake from Barnaby Leg in London?
Not yet.
Barnaby, what were you doing buying it in the first place?
Yeah, that's if
I think we told you.
If you watch
I
this
think we
show,
let
you
you
should
know.
know
Yeah.
already that you shouldn't have.
So it's also got online play, which I imagine is that pretty much just mirrors the.
Yeah, up to 8 people total. So it gets
Okay.
it gets
So
crazy.
It gets a little bit more hectic there.
Yeah, I get blown
Rad.
up a lot. So it's got leaderboards and of course achievements as well.
Fantastic.
So, all
Hey,
sorts
while
of
we
stuff.
have Aaron Thomas here,
What?
let's let Aaron Thomas introduce the next segment. Aaron, tell us about GameSpot Community Game Night.
GameSpot Community Night is something that Kevin Van Ord has been working on basically once a week on Wednesdays at 7 Pacific. People get online and play against us folks here at GameSpot. So last night was Halo 3, and most of the time they just shoot us because they love us.
Yeah, I played Halo 2
They hurt because
a
they
few
love.
weeks ago, and I just got shot to hell.
Yeah, they kill because they care.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've done PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, original Xbox,
PC.
We did PC. We did PC
a
one.
little bit of everything. Yeah. So that's it.
So what does that have to do with our next segment,
The
Rich?
next segment is Kevin Van Ort threw together some highlights of the thing. Check it out.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what I'm seeing a lot of there, Rich, is throw a grenade at dude, hold down fire button, run up at dude, and hit him with your gun if he's not dead yet.
Yep, and then when they kill you, your grenade gets them killed from the grave badge.
And everybody
Nicely done.
dies.
Also,
It's like DEF CON that
The
way.
other thing I learned is that if you're a GameSpot employee participating in a GameSpot community gaming night, do not have your first name in your Xbox Live tag, because there's a dead giveaway that your name is Brad and everyone tries to kill you.
I see.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure everyone that we were in a match, like Aaron was there, Brad was there, I think Tim Surratt was there, and like no one knew Tim or I. They knew Aaron because he'd been there for a while, so like I think at one point someone said, "Wait, is Rich here?" And I was like, "Nah, he left." And they're like,
smooth.
Thanks, dude. I did okay. My team, by the way, I was on the team without any other GameSpot people. They destroyed dudes. I just followed them around. It was
Nice
awesome.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, way to go. Way to help
Good
the team
teamwork.
out.
Yeah.
So it's a good-looking video, though I can only watch Halo 3 beta footage if it's set to techno, crazy, whistling Kill Bill music.
Yeah. Sorry,
Sorry.
man.
Yeah,
we couldn't even get that "Wake Me Up Inside" song.
Bummer.
Yeah.
That's my favorite song ever. Speaking of my favorite song, New York Times crosswords for the DS. This game just came out. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. One thing that I like to do once every like 7 or 8 months or so is try to actually demo a game for everyone, because I kind of take for granted how good you guys have all gotten at it while I prod you with questions.
Well, I think this is actually a really good game for you because you can't die while you're playing.
It's true. The couch, by the way, not as comfortable as it looks.
I know.
It's not comfortable
No,
at all.
yeah.
All right. So New York Times crosswords. It's for the DS. Majesco Entertainment just put it out this week. Over 1,000 crossword puzzles from the New York Times.
Now these are ones that actually ran in the newspaper. These aren't
actually ran in the newspaper, and there's a mode where I think they call it a challenge mode, where you can actually go through and pick
so
a
your
day.
calendar there, I see.
This is March 1st, 2004, and it goes all the way to November 12th, 2006, the day before my birthday, just to mess with me like
weird. Now, now let's say you're an avid New York Times crossworder. That's the technical term.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have already done all these puzzles?
Yep. You would have. But
kind of a bummer.
since I don't get the New York Times and
Right.
they charge you on their website to do them,
Right.
it's actually cheaper to get these thousands of puzzles on your DS than it is for 1 year's subscription to New York Times crossword puzzles.
And they're
online.
still relatively timely. You know, it's not like you're getting clues like, oh, the tryst that President Clinton had. Like, it's not
exactly.
like
I got
from
one
the
about like
70s
a
or
hanging
whatever.
Chad or something, but
Sure. Okay,
So
well, that's
New
all.
York Times crossword puzzles are divided up by difficulty. Monday being the easiest, and you can get almost all the time. Sunday being absolutely impossible, and they're full of names of obscure people that are only in crossword puzzles because they fit well.
Right.
Like Celia Ward. Who is Celia Ward?
She's an actress. or
Apparently,
something,
and the only reason I know that is because of crosswords, because her first name is S-E-L-A, and a lot of words end with those letters.
Right,
So it's
so it's
thrown in
perfect.
every crossword puzzle ever. Anyway, so pick a day of the week here. We'll hop in and we'll show what it looks like.
Let's say Tuesday, not the easiest.
Tuesday.
But,
All right, so we'll go with Tuesday here. Now you'll see
that doesn't look much like a newspaper.
No, that is really my only beef with the entire game, is that I really enjoy the Sudoku on Brain Age. It's clean. You zoom in all over the place. You write well. It's just black and white. And for a New York Times crossword puzzle, I was expecting that, at least that as an option. I can understand the developers wanted to gussy up with some graphics like they did here. I have not found that option yet, if it exists. But here, so we'll see what we can find for some clues here that we know the answer for. Certain turns don't know. Put up. What's that say? Honorable in Hampshire. Sorry. Dickens Heap. Nope.
So
Don't know that
Uriah
one.
Heep?
Timid is shy. That one's obvious. So you can see this black corner in the lower right. I just write an S there. S-H-Y. Now, you will have problems with it reading your handwriting sometimes. It did not mimic my handwriting there. It has its own font. It might look like those are the words I wrote, but that's not the case.
So now, is it telling you if these words are right or wrong immediately, or
no, it isn't. You can just keep going.
And then at the end, it says, "No, you screwed up all over the place, dude."
When you finish a puzzle, it'll have little yellow circles around each one you did wrong. Or you can just say, like, I don't know what this clue here is. Dickens Heap. You just hit the X button, and it reveals all the letters.
Uriah.
Oh, it's Uriah Heep. You knew that?
Yeah. Dude, I said Uriah like 5 minutes ago.
Who's Uriah Heep?
No idea.
Okay, awesome. But so, and you'll notice that while you're writing something here, frequently is going to be often, like, I'll write the letter O there, and it's going to delay for a second while it, like, tries to figure out what letter I wrote. If you don't like that, you can hit the select button, and a little keyboard shows up.
And then you can just tap
You
it
just
out.
hit go, bam, T-E, and also,
That's an F. That's
oh,
often.
yeah, see, I got an F
Often.
in there.
No, that's
yeah.
how you spell it.
Yeah. Or, and you also, this seems kind of cramped to me, a crossword puzzle. I always want to see the whole thing, the whole shape. You can hit the Y button, back it out. Am I getting the circle there, right there?
They're saying wrap it up. I'm saying we're just getting started with this
Yeah.
crossword
This
madness,
crossword's barely
people.
filled.
Ryan Davis, questions from our users, because I
Ethan
know there are
Frost.
thousands.
Everyone wants to know, dude, what the hell are you doing? But the real question here from Ethan Frost in Cardiff, Wales is Wi-Fi support.
Correct. There are 2 multiplayer modes. I've not gotten a chance to try them out yet because everyone's afraid of me. But there is co-op, which I believe up to 4 people with a single card can all download the same puzzle and work on it together. And then there's the exact same thing, except it's competitive, and you get points for getting letters first and right before anyone else.
All right. The game is New York Times Crosswords out now. Thanks for bringing it by.
No worries.
Rich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you later.
Great.
Great.
Now, you can hang out. We have some prizes to give away.
We do.
And
we have winners to announce as well.
Winners to announce as well. You want to start with the winners?
Sure. We like starting with the winners here. I'm going to put this down on this uncomfortable couch. But the first is...
Just try laying across it. It works much better.
All right, I'll do that later.
Right.
But remember, we gave away that card a while ago. You got it down there, I think, Jeff.
We gave away my ATI Radeon HD 2900 XT.
Yes, and we also gave away 4 sticker books from Square Enix there.
Which are not here.
But yeah, we gave those away as well.
I don't have those.
The answers were 320 and Mike Ditka.
Obviously.
Yeah. And I think we have We have a graphic with the
We have winners. Let's see these winners.
Blair, say the last name.
Blair Lim Kenko.
Congratulations, Blair.
Florida.
You've won the ATI Radeon HD 2900 XT, courtesy of ATI. Complete with a coupon for the black box.
Which is now the orange box.
Yeah, the black box
There's no black box.
isn't coming out anymore.
It's all orange now. Now you
was the
get all the
difference?
Half-Life. Black box was just going to be the new Half-Life 2 stuff, whereas orange box is all of it. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations to Blair. The other question was, what cosplay character did Brian Eckberg dress up as? The answer is Mike Ditka.
Yes.
And the 4 people who got that right won themselves those sticker books, and they are
Adam Rowe of Texas, Anthony Tiltnick of New York, Michael Pridgeon of North Carolina, and Matthew Lesui of Arizona.
Nice. Now, we don't have the winners yet for last week's Trash or Treasure because we found some more and think it's all treasure. That's in there in the desk. If you want to grab that stuff, we show it off. It's really there is actually some good stuff. Not those, but the other thing is really good. Bring it all out.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm saying these aren't good. Well, we'll just hold these up for you now. You can tell they're from Japan.
Because they got ladies on them.
Yeah, I think these
are these towels. What are these?
I think they're towels.
These pillowcases?
Nah, I don't know. Whatever they are, but that's them. So we'll give those away.
Very sexy.
And the other thing is actually really sweet.
This is composed by Takeharu Ishimoto, and this is Crisis Core Dissidia. Ew. Yeah.
No, dude, it's a CD set. It's music.
Okay,
it's
all
music.
right. I thought I might catch
it's
something off
music,
this.
yeah.
So this is going to be a soundtrack set for some recent and upcoming Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, and if you want to win this prize, what do?
They go to the question form.
It's over there.
They select question 1. It's over here.
It's over there.
It's over there.
Other side.
It's over here.
Yeah, I always point to the wrong side.
Select question 1 from your drop-down box and get ready to answer this question. Assuming we have one. Are you sure you want that? A, I said please. B, I'm pretty sure. C, yep. And D, no. Nah.
So, yeah, maybe we'll throw it in with whoever wins the treasure or trash stuff, or who knows, we'll figure it out.
Or we'll have a second treasure and trash thing. I think we have some more treasure and trash around here. We could potentially do that every week until we're all dead.
Yeah.
Which is soon.
Yeah.
I tell you.
It was a good show today.
Yeah, I had a good
this
time.
couch is serious, dude. We got to do something about this couch.
Yeah, no, it's, talk to my agent. We
got to do something about this.
So that's going to do it for the show. Thanks for providing the prizes there, Rich. And
don't thank me. Thanks to Keshi, man, who hadn't got those.
Who,
thanks, Keshi.
Was in Japan getting this mad, crazy stuff. Of course, want to thank Sony for coming by, as well as Brian and Aaron Thomas and the entire cast and crew. And you, Ryan Davis.
That Sony demo was awesome. I was really
that stuff's great.
I was really impressed by what they were showing there.
Yeah, there was that one point where we all of a sudden all went like, "Hey,
wait a minute! What if
That's cool.
I could be somewhere and have all my stuff on, because my stuff's already on all the time anyway. I could have it working for me instead of against me.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Anyway, why don't we wrap this up, send it home. For the cast and crew, I'm Jeff Gerstmann, and we'll see you next week right here on The Spot.
I'm Rich Gallup. We'll see you there. Woo!
On The Spot always has a plan.